Welcome to the Rebirth podcast. I'm your host, Shay Marriott.
And I'm your boy, Eli Isabel, a.k.a. The South. Got something to say. Happy Monday, family. Shay, happy Monday.
Happy Monday, friend.
How are you?
I'm amazing. How are you?
I'm doing well. We're back again, another Monday.
Yes, we are.
Man.
Yes. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yes.
Happy Monday to you. Welcome to the Rebirth podcast. We have an amazing show for you guys tonight. But of course, we got to do a recap of the weekend. It has been an amazing weekend.
So let's just get to it. Because first and foremost, I just want to tell you that I'm definitely proud of you. When you told me about this initially, I was like, it couldn't happen to a better person. Someone who's definitely invested into the community and even more so invested in yourself, because you can't do anything for anybody else if you don't have your thing pulled together.
Thank you.
I watched you grow from, a certain place and to see where you are now. And then you were kind enough to let me ride your coattail.
Look at that.
So,
look at that.
I can't even be mad at you. You know what I'm saying? But
you are not riding my coattail. You are my partner.
I'm being humble.
So it's all good.
Let me give you your flowers. But just for those of you who don't know, yesterday we were at the Her Legacy Awards, and Miss Rebirth herself she was one of the honorees. Show the award. Shout out to Sarah Crawford and her whole team. Shay,
this is a pageant wave, right? This is not.
It's okay. It's a winning wave, because the people in second place at the pageant don't get to do this. So that's the first place wave. Call it that.
You're right. Yeah.
How you feeling?
I feel amazing. Yeah. This has definitely been this has been an awesome journey, an awesome experience. And yes, shout out to Sarah Crawford for, building this platform. And shout out to everyone that nominated me.
Right.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. One of the things that Sarah said was, she said that this was the first year that
I haven't.
So many, you want to check it out? Go ahead, check it out. So many women have multiple nominations. So shout out to all the ladies, all the winners. You guys are amazing. You looked beautiful yesterday. And it was awesome being able to share that platform and celebrate yesterday. The room was so powerful, full of energy. It was at the Christiana Hilton. So if you guys did miss it this year, make sure you check it out next year, because it was something about that energy.
Yeah.
You walked away feeling inspired. You really did. So it's so important to be able to support events like this. Yeah. And thank you for coming.
Of course. Listen, the one lady gave such an awesome speech. I was like, dang, who's going to follow her and top that? And then you went up there. The thing was so heartfelt and so emotional.
Yeah.
And how you talked about your sons. And let me just say this. You are definitely raising two respectful, well-mannered young men. If I had my own,
thank you,
I would come over and get advice from you.
Thank you so much.
But seriously,
thank you.
They are great young men.
Thank
and very
you.
respectful and kind. I was like, I'm so impressed with them.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God.
Thing, man,
that is like the best compliment.
For sure.
When I tell you that is the best compliment, I can't get emotional.
That
is the best compliment anyone could pay to me. If someone said, what is your biggest achievements? It's my sons.
Yes.
It really is.
Well, you've done that and you're doing it.
I appreciate that.
So and your tribe.
Woo!
You got a tribe.
Listen.
New. We ain't gonna get it. We'll talk about that all later. I need to get into that a little earlier, but we'll talk about that. Oh, later. It's out here.
Jesus is gonna get me killed. Anyway, shout out to my tribe. Shout out to everybody that came out to support. When I tell you, I mean, y'all showed up and y'all showed out. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. I was so overwhelmed with wanting to make sure I spent time with each one that came out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was people that came from Jersey. It was a therapist that used to work. I used to supervise her, Siobhan. She came all the way from, Lower Delaware. So she was about 2 hours away.
Yeah.
She came all the way up to support. So I'm really grateful to everybody.
This says a lot about you. That people think enough of you to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I appreciate it.
So volume 4th Street was deep?
No. Trust me, 4th Street was not there. What's up, everybody? I see y'all chiming in. What up, Corey came out. I was good and booted, bro.
I didn't know you was going to do that. You know, I'm doing a little quiet, bro. That's what's up. What's up, Dorothy? Hey, baby. Arkansas in the building.
Yes. What up, Sarah? What Sarah say?
You had all the tables. Sarah was gonna put me out for a minute when I moved that chair, but she did me a solid. I said, Sarah, I'm gonna hire you from a business. Don't put me out. You want to get this money, you better leave me alone. But it got me situated.
Listen, Sarah, that was a one in a lifetime thing for me, right? I had to make sure you guys know. But thank you again, Sarah. It was an amazing event, awesome platform. And again, like I said, thank you again for doing this because it's needed, and we, I love empowering women, but I also love empowering our men as well.
Absolutely.
So, So, how was your weekend? How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Okay. My weekend was filled with preparing for your day.
I know.
It was good though, definitely, man. It was so good. I had to work from home today.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I say that out loud?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
So I don't know what to tell people my business.
He's just joking, y'all.
I take my black butt on there. Shout out to Delisa Lewis. She said congratulations.
Thank you.
Barbara Marriott, is that an auntie?
Oh, hey, Mom. I called you today. I hope all is well, and I'm praying for you. I'm praying for the family. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
She said you had from Florida to West Virginia.
Yes, I did. Yes. God.
Won't
he do it? Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Thank you so much. So, okay, I wanted to say this to you because I was not able to make it Saturday, but you started your
hitchhikers,
hitchhiker group.
So it's a walking group, a little collective of people. We're trying to get together twice a month to go walking, hiking as a group for motivation and encouragement. I was gonna do a walk again in 2 weeks, but I'm gonna be going away that'll be the Easter weekend.
Where you going, friend?
I just gotta go out of town and take care of some business. I got a couple of traps I gotta check.
Traps?
You don't know nothing about that kind of talk right there.
Trap house, but okay.
Ain't no trap. That ain't what we're selling down there. We're selling other things. I gotta go check on the traps. But anyway, so I'm gonna put in the group when we're gonna do our next walk. I expect you to be there.
Yes. Well, you ain't got to.
We did. I said it.
You said it was a little aggressive. I felt a little threatened.
We almost did. We did like right at 4 miles. Don't be threatened. Just get to walking. Behind the scenes person over there, I expect to see you too. It's okay. Bring your friends. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yeah, I'll definitely come out. So the next one will be when?
Maybe this Saturday, because I'm gonna go away in 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I was going to try to do it every 2 weeks, but it maybe got to be this Saturday morning.
And how can people find out about how to join?
So if you go on Facebook, just look up Hitchhikers. That's the name of the group. Join the group. Tell your friends, tell your husbands, your boyfriends, your wives. I mean, this is a thing where we're just all trying to get healthy, man. Get some steps in. Join the group, and then you'll know when we're walking and where we're walking. Saturday we walked at Brandywine Park in Wilmington. Okay. But I'm open to walk if people know trails I don't know.
Come down here. Come down further. Come down north.
I'm in. So we're gonna do Glasgow. We're gonna hit them all. Okay. But I want it because people are from everywhere. Yeah. So people living in Claymont might not want it. Gotcha. So you're gonna have to, we're gonna mix it up. Okay. So it's just about trying to get a little healthy. I'm trying to get
I love it.
Get the stomach down.
I love it.
I plan to cut my grass and my shirt off this summer. Yeah.
You gonna put some baby oil on you?
Nah, it's gonna be too hot for that. However,
frying. You out there frying.
I'll pass out in a minute. You can't be.
Please don't. Yeah, we don't need one of those situations. Absolutely.
I'll lay it down.
Yes. We don't want that.
Next thing you know, I'm on the gurney going in to get my ID.
Exactly. We don't want that.
So no, we're not going. We're not going to do that part.
Okay.
No extra heat.
All right.
But yes, man, look for us on Facebook. It's called Hitchhikers.
Hitchhikers. So make sure you guys follow it. Come out. Let's walk together. Let's network. Let's fellowship. It's going to be a good time.
Take a lot of pictures and have fun.
Yes. Absolutely. So all right. So I think it's about that time. I think I've got something to say.
All right, y'all. Happy Monday, man. And this segment of the South has got something to say. We're gonna talk about names, Black names, and I'm gonna say cultural names. and I know why we are at this point. Black names have often used them to distance ourselves from whites. Being that when we were brought here, our surnames were taken from us. So if you know anything about us, we will make up some names. We were already given these European, nobody's last name is Williams from Africa. Nobody's last name is Isabel. We were all given these names of our slave owners. So we had to take that on, and for whatever reason, we adapted to it. Well, not for whatever reason, we were so removed from our culture, this became our norm, our social norms. But yeah, it's important that, I think that we, in our community, that we decided to kind of take back the naming process. And I don't know if it's good or bad. I know I work with little people, and some of the names that I come across today are incredible. However, yes. However, what we're naming our children, how will it affect their future? And I know that they're not going to be any more Helens. No one's naming a little baby Helen or Percy or Clarence anymore.
Percy and Clarence.
Our folks, our grandparents, and our aunts and uncles, we're a generation so removed from that.
Unless they're naming
the juniors or thirds.
Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah.
And when I meet a little kid named Freddie, I already know he's a junior or a third. More than likely a third. Or Frederick.
So what are the new names? What do they sound like?
I'll give you an example. People are fascinated with the names Cash, King, Royalty, Casino with a K.
Wow.
Like, we are really out there. But again, I understand sort of kind of where we are with it. And here's the flip side. White people make up names.
Okay.
Think about Mitt Romney, Mitt. Tanner. These are names I know from my child going to school.
My girlfriend has a dog named Tanner.
Tanner. Mitt, Hunter, Braden, Cody.
So I almost named one of my sons Hunter.
And I want to get into that with you in a minute. So let's be clear, white people make up names also. But a lot of these kids, some of these kids grow up to be in positions of power. So they don't have to necessarily apply for jobs with ethnic names, with their ethnic name.
Right.
So I think that's one thing. Listen, name your child what you want your child to be named. That is your choice. But I think we also have to consider their future in the process of that. Giving a child an ethnic name and then some made up name where you're bringing the mom and dad's name together are two different things. Norshay. If you name one of your sons Norshay or Shay Norm. How, you know what I'm saying? Like, people have done in the 80s, that was a thing.
It could be Shorm.
Yeah, this is my son Shorm. It happens. It has happened.
Right.
So
okay.
Again, I think we need to be mindful of that. And here's another thing too. A lot of these kids are going to grow up and be entrepreneurs.
Right.
These kids today, Generation Z, they have that spirit. So those Laquans and those Kanishas and Nevaehs and all of these kids, right? The Lamarcuses, the Marquises.
Yeah.
Some of them are going to be in positions of power.
Yeah.
So, and the good thing is they're going to hire other people with those names because it's going to be their norm.
Absolutely.
We talked about this on the episode before. We talked about like tattoos, and you're starting to see more people, CEOs, tatted up. That is the culture and the norm now. 25 years ago.
Piercing.
Yes.
And piercings. Yeah.
25 years ago, people didn't really do that, but now that more people are growing up and they're getting tatted, it's okay. They hire people with tattoos. It's not like a thing. So we're gonna have to make sure we have either starting our own businesses or people with quote unquote ethnic or made up names will be the ones to hire other children or other people who have those names. And hopefully, I think we're going to get there because of the direction our children are going in.
Yeah.
And I know your children you have two sons. Did you think about what you were going to name them or maybe how it could?
We absolutely did. And honestly, to be honest with you, we took all of that into consideration because we didn't want, I'm in a position of being able to hire people, and we look at names, and you know what I'm saying. People,
as a black person, you look at a name, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The reality is, people can be judgmental. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So if your name is, you may not get called for an interview. And we're just gonna keep it real. Unfortunately, I'm not saying that's right.
Right.
But that's just what it is. So no, we did put a lot of thought in naming our sons, and we wanted to give them names where you couldn't tell what they were.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's Xavier James Marriott, and then it's Bryson Alexander Marriott.
Right.
So yep.
And on a resume, that looks okay.
That looks okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think the parents today are so far out there.
Yeah.
They don't think about that. Just imagine in 60 years, some little kid's gonna say, "Oh, that's my mom, LaQuisha."
Right.
Or that's
right.
and a name. Names are gonna age you. Either you have a really young name that's not gonna serve you when you were older,
right?
Or you have a really old name when you're younger, but when you become older, it's okay.
Right.
You might get teased if your name is Fred.
Yeah.
When you're 4.
For sure.
But at 60, Mr. Fred is all right.
It's fine. Yeah. Okay.
So
guys, if you're watching, I mean, put in the chat, like, what are some of the names that you are hearing that seems a little strange or interesting? Put it in the chat. We would love to know.
Would love to know.
Yeah.
So name your child what you want, but just be mindful of the effects that it could have on their future. I work in a smaller kid setting. Every child that I've ever met named Angel has been the worst behaved kid I've ever met in my life. And I don't know what that's about.
Okay.
Z names.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Z names and kids named Angel give you hell.
So Angel should have really been called the devil.
Well, not really, but they got that behavior.
Okay.
They got
that devilish behavior.
Oh my God. So yeah, let's just be mindful, people.
All right. Well, that's good.
That's all I got for you.
The
Name
South
your kid
got
what you
something
want.
to say. All right.
But be mindful.
Be mindful. Good message. Good message. All right, guys. Well, again, drop it in the chat. What are some of the names what are the most interesting names that you've heard? We would love to hear. But while you guys are putting that in the chat,
and if your kid has a weird name, you can tell us. I won't.
I promise I won't.
I'll heart it.
You say you'll heart it.
I'll heart it.
We have a great show tonight. Let me tell you guys, this topic is so important, and it's. I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm gonna be very transparent. This topic is very important to me. It was a conversation that I've been wanting to have, and I said I was going to have it. But it's interesting how God, he puts things together. And this young lady that I had the pleasure of meeting, who was also honored yesterday with a Her Legacy Award, I want to talk to you a little bit about what she's going to be talking about today. Sherell Flagg, she is the owner-operator of Pretty Moody, and she's going to be talking to us about breaking the silence, understanding menopause with empathy and insight. So please, please give us a warm welcome for the beautiful Sherell Flagg. Hi, Sherell.
Hey, Sherell.
Hello. Queen, congratulations again to you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. And congratulations to you as well. Yesterday was lit, right?
Oh, my goodness. Oh my goodness. It was something to be a part of and to experience.
Yes.
It was such a blessing to be among so many other amazing women, like all in one room, just loving on each other.
Yes. And so it's so needed. And I just love walking away feeling, I don't know, did you walk away feeling inspired? Like, I feel like I need to come home and like start creating my next event. You know what I'm saying? It was just like that.
Yes,
powerful,
like get the work. Yes.
I love it.
Yes,
but Sherell,
it was amazing.
You have you're bringing this awareness to menopause, and I love it. I appreciate this. Thank you for doing this, because just like we are advocates for normalizing mental health, it is so important that we normalize menopause. We have this conversation because I know a lot of women don't talk about it, or they feel ashamed, or they don't even know that they're going through menopause. So before we get into the topic, can you please tell everybody who you are? Because you have a lot of other things that you have your hands in. So I don't want to mess any of that up. I'm going to let you give your introduction.
Oh my gosh, you are too kind. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm Sherell Flagg. I am the founder and CEO of Pretty Moody and the Pretty Moody Foundation. I am also a hairstylist that was first with over 30 years experience.
Wow.
And I co-own a salon and spa, Raish Salon and Spa, with my husband, who's also a hairstylist, and Raish Hair Care Products. And Le Danae Blanc Wilmington is our one of our other businesses that we have. It's a chic,
Yes.
elegant white pop-up picnic that's held at a secret location every year. Um, and I'm not sure if I missed anything, but that about sums it up.
Okay. Okay. That's awesome. So I'm going to attend one of those events.
Yes,
You
we
have to.
are going to attend.
We are going to attend. I think last year, you guys, it was on my birthday last
okay.
year. Yeah, so I didn't get a chance to attend it last year, but I definitely want to experience that. It looks
Yes.
so beautiful. I always love to see the all white and all of that. It's very, very pretty.
It's such an amazing event that really brings the community together in a way like I have never seen before.
Yeah.
It is, I mean, you really have to be there to catch the allure of it and all that it, does. Consider yourselves on a list. I mean, you have to come.
Let's
Thank
go.
you.
Can I use that chair at the event? I need that chair. Can I get the chair you're sitting right now? I'll come and pick it up and put it on my truck and take it out.
It's going to be at the Chase Center on Saturday, so you can come and hijack
Yes.
it.
Yes, yes. So can you talk to us a little bit about Pretty Moody and what inspired you to start this movement?
Sure. So I got thrown into surgical menopause during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. And it was very like abrupt. There wasn't like a whole lot of like preparation and planning that I was given to do. I was given a diagnosis that it had to happen and it was like now. Of course, I kept trying to push it off, put it off. Number one, it was COVID. But even outside of that, our salon had been shut down for 3 months, right? So we
Wow.
had just opened the salon back up. So I was like, there is no way I can go out for 8 weeks. You know what I mean? Like I just opened these doors back up. Like we have to
Yeah.
go hard right now. And it was like, no, my doctor, whom I have a very great relationship with, I trust her. I've known her for about 2 decades. And she was like, you really don't have any other options, sis. Like, this is it. Like, you have to do this now. And I was like, wow, okay. So with that, I knew that I was going to be thrown right into menopause, like coming out of surgery. I
Right.
was going to open my eyes and be Mrs. Pretty Moody,
Yeah.
unbeknownst to
Yeah.
me, right? At that time. But during that little bit of time I had, it was a little frustrating because every single woman that I tried to talk to about this, they didn't want to talk about it. And I didn't understand, like, okay, you definitely, I mean, I was reaching out to women that I knew they had to be there, not, going to like younger women. I was going up. And like
Right.
nobody really felt comfortable. The woman in my family, it wasn't really that much information even that I got from my doctor. You know what I mean? I got a little bit, but it wasn't satisfying. And I just felt like lost. I remember like leaving like, what the heck? Like just lost.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute. If every single woman in the world, forget right here where we are, right, is going to embark on a journey of menopause at some point in their life, why is nobody talking about this? What's going on?
Yep. Yep.
Right? So I started just doing my due diligence, like really researching and digging and just looking up just any information that I can get. And it's sad that we have to go to Dr. Google, but it's like that it's a whole world of resources right there. So I was like, if I'm
Yeah.
not getting anything right here, then I have to go out and try to figure this out because
Mm-hmm.
number one, I didn't know how I was going to be affected by it. I didn't know how my life was going to change. I knew that it was going to change like right away. I knew that my husband was going to be affected by it as well, and all of my
Mm-hmm.
extensions, and menopause, we're affected in everything we do, in menopause, our
Mm-hmm.
home life, our work life, our social life. So I was just like, I was really, really taken back that there was no conversations about this. And
Yeah.
especially for Black women and women of color in particular. You know,
Right.
I feel that we're already affected way more, than any
Mm-hmm.
other race or ethnicity by so many prereqs that we get genetically, right? Passed down to us. And I was like, why are we not having these conversations in our community? Why are these women sitting back and suffering in silence? This is a
Right.
natural thing that happens to us. It's not, a
Right.
plague. You're not going crazy, despite sometimes you might feel that way. But there was just such a void. And I was like, no, no, something has to be done about this. And I just decided that I was going to allow God to use me as a voice in a vessel. And I was going to be
Mm-hmm.
on this journey that I was obviously destined to be on, because I said, I could have entered my menopause journey and fell back like every other woman, right? And not
Right.
even
Right.
said anything about it, just dealt with it.
Yeah.
But I felt like He chose me for a reason to carry this out, to carry and get this message out, and to get these women talking and to get these conversations going. And I just was like, I'm gonna do whatever I can to get this out there and make sure that women feel like they have a safe place, right, to come
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
tell this is what I'm feeling and this is what I'm going through.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys spoke earlier, to your expertise in the mental health field. We are mental health and menopause is hand in hand, you know.
Right.
We know about hot flashes and stuff like that, but there's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
other, you know, um, psychological things that come with menopause, right? So it was
Yes.
just so many things to answer. I can go on and on. It's a power packed answer, but there's so many things that made me want to, live my journey out loud
When you
and to
say,
get these
and I
women
know
to.
Eli has a question for you too.
Hmm.
When you said there was two things I want to go back to. The first one, when you said that you noticed that women are not talking about it, we're being quiet. And I know that so let's talk about the Black community, period, our
Hmm.
community,
Hmm.
right? There was
Hmm.
always a stigma on mental health. We don't talk about those things, right? Growing up, we might can remember that everybody had either an uncle or a cousin that just stayed in the
Yeah.
room all the time. We know what was
Hmm.
we know what was
Hmm.
wrong with them, right?
That's right. That's
Come to
right.
find out years later, there was some mental health stuff. I mean,
Right.
it's real. There was some mental health
It's
stuff,
right.
but we was always told not to talk about certain things or pray about it, give it to God, and those things are fine, but we still have to have these conversations. And I kind of
Yes.
feel it's the same with menopause.
Hmm.
Why is there a stigma? Why haven't women talked about this in the past?
Hmm. So this is what funny thing is, I was talking to my therapist in one of my therapy sessions, right?
Yes, yay for
Real
having
talk.
a therapist.
Real talk. And I was expressing, you know, um, how I felt about that, about having that absence. Like right now, today, menopause is being mentioned way more than ever. right? Way more than it was even just 4 years ago when I embarked on my journey. But when I was talking to my therapist about this, I was like, what is the deal with us Black women, right?
Yeah.
Why are we afraid to speak about this? What do we think is going to happen, right? And she said, you know what, Sherell? She said, you got to look at it like this. She said, back our ancestors were not allowed to talk, period. They weren't allowed to talk. So could you imagine if they start expressing they had a feeling or how they felt? You know, like they weren't allowed to have a voice. So that got passed down generation. We talk about generational curses and stuff like all the time, right? It's real. Like that silence, that, you know, that shut up and deal with it. That got handed down generation to generation. And now here we are like, no. Nope. This is way too impactful on my life for me to shut up about it.
That's a good point, Sherell.
So Sherell, let me ask you this. So you sort of answered part of my question, but I'm gonna go to my second question. What, if anything, what can a supportive boyfriend and husband do when their mate is going through this? What should our role, if any, be in this process? Give the men some insight.
That is a great question, and I am so glad that you are asking, because number one, the first thing that you need to understand is that this is not something that we chose, right? So a lot of times it's like when we are dealing with menopause, it's like, oh, you can just control it. You can just, you know, and some women they might choose to do hormone replacement therapy if that's their choice. But a lot of us, especially Black women, don't want that, right? So we want to find holistic alternative ways to handle things. So if we're not having our hormones controlled, so to speak, we can't really control how menopause is affecting us. So for our partners, they need to really learn and understand what menopause is. And this is just a great start. What menopause is and how we are affected. And then when you start noticing, because I bet you're going to see some of the things that you're reading come out in her. You're going to see it.
Absolutely. I know that in the wintertime I'm gonna freeze.
Yeah, right.
Because the heat's gonna be real low in there.
Oh, listen. So it's like it is just really just simply taking the time to just educate yourself a little bit, right? If you have women in your family, talk to the women in your family. You know, a lot of times too, like our men, they really don't like talking too much about stuff, you know, and especially if they don't feel like they can help us or control it, right? Because honestly, you really can't help the things that we are going through with menopause, like the symptoms and how we're affected, but you could help us in our journey by being supportive and understanding exactly what we're going through. So I think the first thing is just really just trying to, you know, educate yourself and not being afraid to ask questions and ask your partner, how are you feeling? How is this making you feel? And you might have to do that in 5-minute increments, because in the first 5 minutes we might be feeling one way, and then 2 minutes later we might be sitting in the corner bawling. And we just need for you to be understanding.
Right. And not try to fix it, because men are fixers, right?
That's right.
They're fixers. They want to.
And I think that's the toughest part, you know, about being in a relationship. I hear women have come to me. I have DMs right now in my inbox where women are saying to me, oh my gosh, thank you, because I almost got divorced, or menopause ended my marriage. And it is like, I can see why though. I can, if
Wow.
you don't know how to handle this, I can see how it could possibly happen, how it could possibly get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the
Yeah.
women did say, I spoke at a WeBack conference last Tuesday, and one of the women said to me, she said, my husband just kept trying to fix me.
Mm.
And she was like, and I kept telling him, like, you can't fix me. I just need for you to learn me.
Oh, I like that.
Right?
I like that.
Because we're
Yeah.
no longer who we were, despite we might still, keep it together and all of that, but we are no longer the woman that we were before we entered into
Mm-hmm.
menopause. And that's not a
Mm-hmm.
bad thing. I'm not saying that like it's a bad thing, because it's not.
Right.
But we're trying to learn this new her, and we need for
Mm-hmm.
him to learn the new her as well, wholeheartedly.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Absolutely. Absolutely. And I want to point out too, just because with my own little symptoms, Sherell, that I be going through. So what we always hear is the mood swings. We hear the
Mhm.
hot flashes.
Mhm.
I don't have that. Every
Mhm.
now and then I might have a little hot flash.
Mhm.
Mine is coming out more in aches. Like I
Mm.
have this hip pain.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
When I tell you,
It's
yeah,
throbbing
you
right.
know, we
It's
were
throbbing
talking
right
about it.
now,
You got to
honey.
see
It's
my guy.
throbbing right now. I'm telling you. The
Say that
joint
again, Sherell.
pain, I said it's throbbing right now.
See,
I'm
see,
telling you. It's the joint pain, the aches and pain. There is actually um I have found just over 80 symptoms that I found.
Wow.
Over 80 symptoms, right?
what?
That
Yes.
you've had, or in
Not
general,
that
that people
that it
suffer from?
felt like I've had them all, but I'm pretty sure I haven't.
About to say, you about to definitely be
but
divorced.
but I've checked a lot off on
Oh my God.
yes. I mean, you go from joint pain, you talk about dental issues, brain fog, the
Yes.
forgetfulness, you can vertigo, tendonitis, it's
Yes.
foot fungus. Who would have thought?
Arthritis.
Who would have
It's
thought? Yes,
Old people say
arthritis. There's
arthritis
all
acting up.
types of things that we go through in menopause that you necessarily wouldn't think is
yeah.
menopause. I have a scientist on one of my colleagues I collaborate with. I partner with experts, definitely to bring in their expertise to the Pretty Moody community. And this amazing scientist, his name is Dr. Michael Liebman. Um, he's into like analytics and all of the everything that's above me
Okay.
and the science part of menopause, right? So
Right.
him and I are working on this survey because we want to present something to us where we could better understand our menopause journey, like before we get there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because most of the time that we're experiencing these things, like we really are not relating them to menopause. And if your
Mm-hmm.
doctor is not privy to having extra studies in that area, more than likely they don't know either. Like they're starting
Yeah.
to tap into that a little bit more. But there's a young lady, she was misdiagnosed with MS for a year. She lived with a
Wow.
misdiagnosis for a year and then found
Wow.
out that it was perimenopause because the symptoms overlap. So there's a lot of things that mimic, menopause. Well, menopause mimics other illnesses and their symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
So if we don't get the understanding to be able to decipher, okay,
Yeah.
that might look like that, but no, it's this, right? It's
Yeah.
menopause. We have to get to that point where the doctors understand that they have to take more time with us to properly diagnose us
Absolutely.
Yeah.
because the
Absolutely.
symptoms is just, I mean, if you go to your doctor and you start knocking off your menopause, how you're feeling, your menopause symptoms, you know, you got arthritis. Here, take this.
That's what happened to me, Sherell. That is exactly what happened to me. My OBGYN, I was telling her about my hip pain. And I'm just like, I've had x-rays, I've had, ultrasound, like I've been to the doctors and I'm saying, I'm doing research and it's connecting to menopause. And she said, no, menopause doesn't cause hip pain. And I'm like,
Hmm.
okay. So I know for a fact that that's what's probably happening. That's what's going on because everything else was pretty much checked off, right?
Right.
Like, this is good, this is fine. But menopause, I follow this lady. I can't think of her name, but I'm wondering. I don't know if it's the same one, but she's a doctor, I believe, in Texas, and a lot of women are like flying to see her because they're having these aches and pains, and their doctors are not connecting that to menopause. They're mixed diagnosing them.
That's right. It's
So
so much of that happening to us. Number
yeah,
one, we're not being heard, right? So you go and you wait in your doctor's office for 45 minutes, and then you go in there and 5 minutes they trying to check you out and get on to the
right,
next, right?
right.
So it's so many disparities that we have to,
Hmm.
deal with in our healthcare system as Black women, and even Black men as well. But
Hmm.
if they don't understand that, first of all, menopause is not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. And if they don't
Yeah,
understand that they have to study this thing to
yeah.
really get the full understanding of what it does to us. I'm a hairstylist again. I had a guest come in, she got her hair done, but she came in and she was saying, I want to get a haircut. So we planned this. She had been planning her haircut. So this was D-Day. She was coming to get a haircut. So I walked in the waiting room to get her, and she just broke down.
Oh wow.
And I was like, oh my goodness, like what is this? We don't have to cut this hair today. We can do this another time, right?
Right, right.
She had a whole mental. I took her in my office. We were in there for about an hour. I ended up getting my therapist on the phone, trying to get, her straight.
Right.
Long story short, I had told her, like, I said, you need to get checked because all of everything that you're displaying is screaming menopause to me. And she was like,
Wow.
I went to the doctors and they told me I wasn't. And I said, go and ask for the blood test.
Yep.
Because if you take the test, at least
Hmm.
it's not going to give you the full scope, the full picture, but it's going to tell you where you are. It's going to tell
Hmm.
you, it's going to let them know that, hey, yes, I'm here. So they can
Yeah.
stop dumbing you down, right?
Yeah, for sure.
She went and asked her doctor. She got everything done. First of all, she said they asked her, well, who told you to ask for this test? Right?
Wow. Like she
Right.
wasn't supposed to ask for it.
Right. Like, and then come to find out, she was full blown perimenopause.
Mm-hmm.
So now,
Mm-hmm.
now you know what to at least what to do, what direction to walk into.
Right. Right.
But
Yeah.
we got to advocate for ourselves. We can't just
We
walk
do.
out of there and be like, oh no, I'm gonna just,
Yep.
accept that.
Yep. You're absolutely right. We have to ask the questions, and and I'm sure a lot of women don't even know to even ask for that, to ask for the blood test.
They
So
don't.
so and I know this conversation could go on and on and on,
On and
but
on.
you are doing and on, right? You're going to be out here, you're going to be spreading the word, we're going to be having these conversations. um there is something happening at the Chase Center and I know it's sold out, but can you just give people a little something about what to expect if you already purchased your ticket? What can they expect this Saturday, right, at the Chase
Yes.
Center?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
what can they expect?
So Saturday, March 23rd at 4 p.m. at the Chase Center on the riverfront. I am having an event called Bridging the Gap Between Science and Menopause. And I've partnered with my experts that I collab with, Dr. Michael Liebman and Dr. Angela Brown. She is very well known here in Delaware,
I
one of
know
the
Dr. Brown.
best.
Yes.
Right? So we're going to have like a panel discussion. There's going to be
Okay.
a lot of information, extended to the people, everybody that's showing up, because we asked the woman to bring the men in your family, bring your partners, bring everybody. Um, Patty
Oh,
Jackson from WDAS is moderating for us.
nice.
We're really going to get educated about menopause and celebrate menopause. I really want women to leave there feeling empowered in their menopause journey and feeling like they have a
Mhm.
voice, right? And if they
Yes.
still don't feel like they have a voice, at least feel like they can use me as their voice in their vessel, right?
Yes.
So my job is simply to make sure that we are getting loud about the conversation of menopause, and that women are getting resources and the correct information, so that they can have the best quality of life possible. Menopause is not
Absolutely.
all bad. So I want to shine, the good on it as well. In the Asian culture, they refer to it as the second spring, right? Because they look at
Oh,
it where you get this, you get like this is the second half, finish strong in the
okay.
second half, right? But it's a lot of good things that come with menopause as well. Number one, we reach this whole new level of I don't give a you're gonna
Well,
get all of
it
me and
doesn't.
all of
Is
my
that what
glory.
I
I'm just trying to tell you. It's like you get to this point and you like, you know what? I have arrived. I have been doing it for you,
Yes.
but I'm doing it for me. You
I
know,
can I can say that that's from menopause.
I just listen, that's one of the things that
Yes. Thank you for
that is
that.
one of the
Thank
things that
you.
I
That's
I
all you need.
feel I feel really, really, really strong about that. I'm telling you. Like I feel that
Yes.
we get into this place in our life. We know we have to deal with this uh menopause, Miss Menopause and Miss Perry and all of that. So
Right.
with that, we have to have power to do that, right?
Yes.
We can't just take this on. You can't be no wimp in menopause.
Right. Absolutely.
Right, so we have to
Absolutely.
we have to take this on. So I really want, just to get this word out and get people to understand what Pretty Moody and the Pretty Moody Foundation is doing in the community. One of the
Hmm.
pillars of the community is also to educate young girls on their journeys to womanhood, because we have to reach down and educate these young girls now. We don't want them to be like us, like learning when we get there. So I really
Yes.
want to like reach down to them and educate them so that they understand that, it doesn't stop, when you get your menstrual cycle or puberty, or whatever. It keeps on going.
It keeps
And
going.
that's right. And for them to,
You're exactly
feel
right.
comfortable even speaking about their bodies and their health and
Mm-hmm.
everything, they have to have the
Mm-hmm.
knowledge, to be
Yeah.
empowered to do that. So that's listen, I can go
Yeah.
on and on about menopause. Who would have thought? But
We got a question before we wrap up, Sherelle. There's a
yes.
question. Where did it go? Wait a minute, I gotta find it. But I think the question was,
Oh, I see. Is this from
um,
Delisa? Hello. Yes, she says she's
yes,
registered.
yes, yes, yes. So I believe that let me pull it up on my phone. Okay. So she
You
says
get
she
it?
is registered for the event on Saturday. She said, "Thank you for what you're doing. I already have your." She's already have your neck fan.
Yes, thank you.
She said,
Thank
however,
you.
are there natural things that I or women can take uh, for our sex life to take our sex life to another level? All right, Pastor Delisa.
Yeah, give me that one.
So there are some amazing supplements out there that support our sexual health. And actually, if you email me at Sherell at Pretty Moody, I can send you some information on those
Oh,
things.
nice.
And there are also like natural like lubricants that have like arousal and stimulations in them and things like that, that particularly for us menopausal women, because um everything changes down there. You know, it gets, the skin gets thinner, you know, your pelvic floor changes, like all of that stuff. So we need things that provide us comfort and things like that too. So I like lubricants with like CBD in them and things like that to kind of help,
Okay.
you know, offset like any discomfort. And yeah, I mean, I'm all for this. So because we gotta still
I'm
keep it
excited.
spicy.
Yes, I am so excited. Sherell, thank you so much, because this is so informative. Will you be doing other events like Saturday? Are you gonna? I mean, what is your? I don't want to put you on the
Yes.
spot, but
No. Yes.
okay.
Actually, we Saturday we we wanted to catapult us into a much larger event. So
Okay.
we're hoping to have something like that to offer in the fall. However, this
Nice.
Thursday I'm going to be on the Delaware Coalition of 100 Black Women. We're doing a virtual podcast, so to speak.
Okay.
And the experts are going to be joining me. So it's Thursday at 7 p.m. on the 21st. And that post is actually on my Instagram page. And it's just Pretty Moody.
Pretty
Yes.
Moody.
But I
Okay.
want to do retreats. I have so much up here, you know,
That sounds amazing.
and
Yeah.
I heard
Please let us
yesterday that
know.
it has to come out. So
It has to come out, right?
that's
That was
right.
our
That's
takeaway.
right.
It has to come
That's
out.
right.
Yeah, for sure. Please let us know how Rebirth can support your movement. Again, I am a woman, and is this my coming out right here? I am a woman who is in menopause.
All right. God bless
Welcome.
you.
I am a
Welcome,
I'm a
sis.
proud black woman who is in menopause, and I've learned tonight that it's not all bad.
No, it's not.
Thank you, Sherell Flagg.
You are welcome.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
both.
much.
Y'all are amazing. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much. Yes, we're gonna have to do a whole nother show on menopause and mental health, because that's like a whole.
Yes,
Oof.
absolutely. Hey, we might have to do that for the Rebirth Live 5 that's
I
coming
like
up.
that. I
So
like that.
I will be reaching out to you. I would love to
Keep
have
me
you on the
posted.
panel.
Yes.
I will be there on Saturday, Sherell, to support and get information, because, like I said, I need it all, and I will be talking to you about this pain, this right hip pain.
Yes, I'm telling you. Oh my goodness. It's something, but it's
Yes,
real. Yes.
yes.
And
We
Eli,
would
I
definitely be
appreciate you
talking.
too. I appreciate you even wanting to know about this. So,
I need to
and
learn.
I mean,
I need
like
to know.
out in the public.
It's a
That's
part of
right.
my life too. So
That's right.
thank
That's
you.
right.
Thank you so
That's
much.
right. Yes. Thank you
Thank
both.
you,
I
Sherell,
appreciate
for
you.
joining us. Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
Please, guys, make sure you follow her. This is important information, and let's normalize having conversations surrounding menopause. Sherell, thank you
Yes.
for doing the work. We appreciate
Thank
you, and I will
you.
be in contact with you.
Yes. Thank you. I
All
can't wait
right.
to see you on Saturday. All right.
All
Take
right.
care.
Have a good
All right.
night.
Have a
God
good
bless
one. Thank
y'all.
you.
Good night. Thank you.
Wow, that was so much. It was such good information.
Wealth of information.
And yeah, I needed that, because I'm
You going through it?
Yeah, I honestly would take the hot flashes over the pain.
So this explains why that back tooth is loose. She said it causes pimple. You know, you said,
no back
that back tooth is been giving you troubles. It's your menopause, because you go to the dentist. You
That
do
was a
everything
liar.
your doctor
You
recommends.
should not put that out there on social
That
media.
back tooth, that is menopause. We know now.
Whatever.
Don't listen to me again then if you're going to try to deny it now.
Whatever.
I'm just
Anyway,
saying.
guys, thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of Rebirth. If you want to rewatch this, make sure you follow us. And also, we are on all podcast platforms. So wherever you get your podcast, you can find Rebirth there. Anything for you?
Well, listen, I learned a lot tonight. Thank you, Sherell Flagg, for joining us. I do have some insight now into why my heat is so low in the wintertime when it's cold. But yes, great show. Good job, Say.
Guys, make sure you tune in next Monday night. We have Lisa Savage owner of the Center for Child Development and Delaware Center for Counseling and Wellness. She will be joining us, and she's going to be talking about rebounding after an unexpected crisis. So make sure you tune in next Monday night at 7 p.m. Until then, guys, have a blessed rest of the week.